Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Top Ranked Disc Golf City, Charlotte, North Carolina, for the largest purse in disc golf history, the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri, BigBarri commentary.
So excited for this. Excited for the Grip 6 low profile as well. What do you know? Yours truly, Paul Ulibarri. Somehow I made it 20th place on the Pro Tour. My best finish was 4th. Not too shabby.
Myself, hey, look, I'm here too. Hometown, one of my favorite courses all time. Third place finish at one of the tournaments this year. Good for me.
Chris Clemons, 22nd place. That 7th place finish at Waco definitely helped him get to this spot. Let's see if he can finish out strong.
And reigning discs here on Gannon, Buhr, 16-year-old with so much to prove. It is going to be an exciting weekend. Top 4 out of 16 players today move on to the semifinals tomorrow. Hole 1, par 3, 390 feet. Any kick on this hole is absolutely devastating. You must keep this one down the middle. Most players are going to go with a backhand driver or fairway driver to get it somewhere near the green.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hornets Nest Park in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina for our 3 p.m. tee time of the 2021 Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. Up first, please help me welcome, hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina, our local hero, Mr. Jeremy Koling.
Thanks, guys. Look, y'all. Going with the Star Wraith that went in my bag yesterday.
This is going to have to be very understable. Trying to throw hyzer flip right to left. Looks like it needs to miss that one. Honestly, one of the better sidearms. Actually, probably the best sidearm I've ever seen thrown on the hole. That was fantastic.
Our 3 p.m. tee time. Please welcome to tee, hailing from Show Low, Arizona, Mr. Paul Ulibarri.
Paul Ulibarri, and I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's really hard to get into this tournament. It's a point system, so you have to, play your best the whole entire year and against all the best players in the world at so many different events. It's the best of the best. Being as good as I am, I barely kind of snuck in. What drew me to disc golf was just the competitiveness. I've always been super competitive my whole life. I've always loved sports, competing against other people. As soon as I found it, I kind of got right into competing in leagues and then tournaments. Now it's provided everything that I really have in my life, from friendships to career path to a financial way for me to live my life and make money. Yeah, as far as the travel and stuff goes with disc golf, it's very demanding. I have to go all over the country. I think I visited 24 different states or something this year alone. And it's tough. It's taxing on the body, it's taxing on relationships. I have nieces and nephews that I barely know because I've been doing this for so long, and those are some of the struggles that come along with the job, is having to do it as long as I have done it and consistently, but that's what it takes to be one of the best. Obviously, because I'm playing the tournament, I think I have a chance to win the tournament, and what that would mean to me would be, it'd be huge. It'd be a career moment for sure, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. I have so many more things that I want to do and things that I want to accomplish, but this would be a good stepping stone for main goals for sure.
Well, to win this event, it's going to take a top 4 score in this round 1 action here in Charlotte. 16 competitors on the course today, and this is an early tree shot, early left, and it kicks left, and that's not what you want.
Our third competitor on our 3 p.m. tee time from Urbandale, Iowa. Please put your hands together for Mr. Gannon Buhr.
Gannon broke out earlier this season at Waco. It was the first time we really got to see this young man. He's still in high school. Can't even drive a car without a passenger with a driver's license right now. But he can certainly drive a disc. A lot of power, a lot of accuracy, but not on this one.
And that's why he needs somebody with him, because he gets a little wild behind the driver's seat from time to time, and that one's too far left.
Rounding out our Thursday lead card from Kansas City, Missouri. Please help me welcome Mr. Chris Clemons.
Chris Clemons really has a great game for a course like this. Both righty-lefty combo. Lots of power in the sidearm, shapes well for it, but he gets a little left too. The thing about this hole is anything about, I would say, 200 feet out, you have a chance. If you hit early of about 100 feet or so, you don't have a chance. So it's really important to get at least 200 feet down the fairway. Otherwise, you're going to be having to do something like this.
That got tripped up, but it was a really good effort from in there just to get that much forward advancement. You're going to see a lot of flick rollers from left side. Chris was actually also fortunate just to kick into the middle. You can see what, geez, Gannon's not looking at anything here.
Another flick roller, gets to the middle. That's a long putt.
This one was a bit inside. When it hit that tree, I was thinking to myself, goodness gracious, I was really happy to just barely touch it, because if that hits that square, you're at the edge of the circle putting for your 4.
Right, yeah.
And Gannon cooks this one. This is going to be back edge of the circle, 25 feet, and that's going to be for his 4.
And that's a great start, especially throwing sidearm off the tee. Like I said, I have played this hole quite a few times, even with you, and I've never seen one up that close.
I've never done it before. That's the first time that I've A, been in the circle, B, the first time I've ever birdied the hole.
Wow.
So
That's a beautiful, I wouldn't say beautiful. I'm giving him a little too much credit on that 18-footer, but it's a good little make there from Gannon.
Yeah. And par for Clemons. And it'll be a bogey here for you. Moving on to one of the scarier holes in the course, hole 2.
I'm Paul Ulibarri with today's Bushnell hole breakdown. You can find the Edge Disc Golf Rangefinder at the link in the description. Hole 2 is a fantastic change. It is now scenic and very difficult. It requires touch and accuracy. Get any of those wrong and you'll find yourself at the drop zone. Let's see how it plays out.
Well, the drop zone is actually a progressive drop zone that goes up to the FPOT, which is still a scary shot, still have to go over the water. From there, you would go to the drop zone that's about a 50-foot putt.
Yeah, miss this island and you're looking at a very possible scenario where you're taking 5.
Yes. And that is with a Roadrunner that went in the bag yesterday. So pretty happy with my first 2 drives, considering wasn't 100% sure what was going to happen with them.
Here's Chris, turns this over. This is very overstable fairway driver.
And it just never... oh my goodness.
This hole says that it's 2 or 340 feet. It plays a lot shorter, I think, because of the driving effect. You really want to punch it through the gap. Mm-hmm. And then it's slightly downhill. Yeah,
and it's interesting that you say that, because I didn't think that it was that long either. I ranged it, and it was actually 345. But you're right. It just, that normal distance in the woods, it seems like it plays long. But from here, from this tee, it doesn't play that long. It's just so scary getting through this gap. And Gannon's got it through the gap, but this needs to sit down. Otherwise, this will skip OB. And the very last thing that stops it from going out of bounds, it's such a huge difference. You go from having if that's just a normal out of bounds, he's got to putt for 3. Otherwise, he's got to do this and go to the drop zone.
What a shot, though. I mean, that's stress-free right there. A lot of people are going to be taking bogey on this. This is not an easy island to hit. I was actually fortunate enough to watch him throw that shot, Chris, because I didn't know the rule. I didn't know that you had to come over here
I honestly
to this.
Didn't even know the rule.
So I had never practiced this, and I got a nice read from Chris.
Yep. So that's going to be a little short. Still going to have to work for that 4 to start off bogey. And Gannon And with that pine straw on the ground and the slope combined, it ends up going out of bounds. And seeing that right before I putted, I definitely had to say I was a little bit nervous about going too aggressive on that putt. You know, even if you just barely hit the chains, you could easily find yourself sliding all the way down there where Gannon is. This putt for 4.
Beautiful stroke. And we can call that one beautiful. Bogey, bogey. Not the worst start, honestly. 2 very difficult holes. A lot of people are going to be taking those numbers.
Yeah, once you get through the first 3 holes, the birdies can start opening up a bit. But the first 2 are very, very difficult. Hole 3 is gettable. But yeah, the 2 has we only have a 16-player field size, so our statistics are a little thrown off. But this was the hardest hole on the day at a 3.38 average.
Hole 3. Par 4, 674 feet. Crucial tee shot here, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to throw something that goes dead straight. If you want to get tricky with it, something that bends around this corner to that bridge, that's where the absolute best of the best is going to land, but that's super rare. Anything to that left corner is going to provide you with a tricky upshot that's going to beat these 2 trees and skip up here towards the basket, and that's what we're going to be looking for. Anything that just gets through the initial gap down there. Initial gap, and that's great. That's in a fine spot. I mean, it's going to be tricky from there. You're going to have some crazy angles, but sidearm from there is definitely doable.
You'll take that every single time. You'll take a tricky approach as long as it's down there at the bottom. So close. Just break. And you're hoping that if it's heading towards a tree, you're just hoping it kicks back towards the middle, because if that kicks back into the right side, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, then par is tough. From where he is, he's going to be able to pitch that corner spot. Pretty easy upshot from there.
And that's beautiful. And we missed the follow through, which is my favorite part about this shot. He did this like reaching back, like he's throwing a sack of toys over his shoulder, like he's Santa Claus thing, which really made me laugh at that moment. So see if Gannon can get his first really good tee shot off, and yes, he has. This is beautiful. That's a popular area down there right now. That's a lot of shots. You're not going to typically see in a group of 4, 3 shots that make it all the way through that gap and all the way down near that fence.
No, definitely camera angle.
That's a good shot from Chris.
Yeah, right into a open area for sure. It's going to be 90 feet.
Yeah, he's actually got a putt. Yeah, you don't see many putts from that tee. Gannon, this is a little bit outside the gap he's going for, I think, but look at this fight all the way through.
Yeah, hits that high little skinny gap, gets to the circles. That's what you're looking for from there.
And Nuke OS you ended up going with?
Yep, Nuke OS. Try to get it over just a little bit, bend it through. I threw this as good as I could.
Yeah, this is a beautiful flex shot. You cannot draw it up any better from that spot. The angles, like where we are right now, it's actually kind of an awkward position. Instead of having a natural hyzer, this is turned into a forced flex. And that is really bad form.
Yeah, just kind of pulled it. Awkward footing. Looked like maybe you didn't want to hit your hand on that tree as well, so you kind of stopped awkwardly.
It is a little unfortunate when you get down there to have a trick shot, but at the same time, anyone who's played this course will take that drive happily. And just, even if you... Oh, my goodness. To miss that high from that range and right on line. Beautiful effort from Chris. That's a great birdie to pick up. Good way to stop the bleeding there with the bogey start. And both of you guys are actually going to do the same thing right there with a couple of birdies. And Chris and I will tap out our pars. On to hole 4, brand new tee location. We've brought it about 200 feet left from where it has been in the past. We are now playing along the softball fence, OB line, and you can, actually that's a really good overhead shot. You really want your tee shot to be as close to that softball field fence as possible to give you the best angle for your second. There is OB right the whole way, and as you get closer to the green, there is OB behind it and left. And that's a picture-perfect drive. You're around that break in the fence, so you have a good angle because you're near the fence. Can't draw it up any better than that.
Gannon and I were wondering if I hit the tee pad. Very close to hitting it, but I did not. I took a great skip, which is what you're looking for on this hole, as we see.
Yeah, and Gannon getting a little bit closer to those cedars, and that's a wall of difficulty. You do not want to be that close to the cedars. It's good distance, but angle is everything here. You need to be more left. Just pulled this. And that was a good hit. That doesn't hit that tree. My drive's going out of bounds long. So Chris has actually got an interesting play here.
Yeah, he's going to want to, or he's going to throw very overstable skip shot into the fence short of the corner. That way he gets his meter off the fence, and then he has a wide open spike hyzer or stall hyzer into the green, and it opens up for a full shot.
The difficulty here is he's got no visual of the basket whatsoever. He can't see with all those banners all the way up there. That being said, he does a great job getting all the way up to the green. A little surprised with his incredible forehand that he didn't just juice one up there near your drive, because I know he can get past that even. He's got so much power in that forehand. After deliberating for a little while, I end up going with a safe play. And this is why I don't play safe, folks. Just got away from me. Lost track of where the OB line was and threw a safe shot OB. And that ended up sitting down.
Actually rolled.
Well, yes, I'm correct. It rolled a little bit, but then it ended up sitting down inbounds.
Yeah, safe, and that's good. I missed it by about 4 feet. You want to get on top of that hill, and then you don't have to worry about rolling down the hill there. Gannon's shot is actually going to be closer than mine there. Mulch will provide some breaks for you there. That's nice.
Kind of an easy layup situation here for Clemons from that range. Just close enough with the elevated basket to the OB that there's really no point in running that.
I think he was giving it a little bit there.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
You certainly were.
Yeah, I went for it.
Good putt. And you're back to even par now with the birdie streak here on 3 and 4.
Yeah, now we're back in it. Even par with a whole course ahead of us. What I was saying as
Clemons.
Yeah, as Gannon chains out right there. Clemons has his regular putting stroke. If he was just laying it up, I think he would have thrown it to the base in front of it. And he kind of gave it a little run past. No reason for it, unless he was giving it a little half bid. Par's not bad on this one either. Really, this whole course is about getting pars and a couple birdies here and there.
Yep. Hole 5, par 3, 405 feet, and we have another new tee here. Decided to do away with the old par 4 and ended up putting the tee in a situation where it really makes the player think backhand flip up, backhand roller, or the sidearm flex play, which plays best into the green, but with the slope that you have on this green area, rollaways are very common. And that was as square as you can hit a tree, and that's fortunate because that was heading towards the right side of the tree, which would have been for sure out of bounds kick.
Yeah, and if I didn't hit the tree, it was 1,000 miles out of bounds well.
And look at that, going right through the V gap. Gannon pretty remarkably just splits all those limbs.
Deal.
Yeah. And when you said, in hole one, you said that Chris had the righty-lefty thing. You meant he's got the forehand-backhand thing, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And he certainly has a ton of power and accuracy with both, and a great jump putt to boot.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to bend from left to right, right to left. And,
I see what you're saying.
And
yes.
using those angles to your advantage. When you're playing in the woods, I mean, that is something that you really need. As you could see, even yourself being able to attack. For example, the last hole. Mm-hmm. Righty hyzer in, sidearm around.
Yep.
Very important.
And that's a frustrating approach. That's certainly right in your wheelhouse with your Raptor to flex it towards the street, but not all the way at the street, just to get up and down.
Yeah, I've really been struggling with that shot lately, honestly. Just an easy little sidearm hyzer approach. I'm as we.
This is
oh,
scary.
Jeez, yeah, you can't come into this green with any heat because that will
flat.
happen.
You have to match the angle of the hill. I always think it's funny how much the crowd reacts when somebody gets lucky. And Gannon, twice in a row, he was not unlucky to roll because you can't hit the hillside above the basket. He was lucky to roll back in bounds, and see if you can take advantage of both of those breaks and make this putt here to save the par. And look at that. That is a very happy par.
Yeah, I mean, putting heals almost everything. It really does. Great birdie. Great birdie. Especially after the bogey on the last hole, right? The ship get back to under par. That's big time. This is important as well. Good catch.
Yeah. Good pace, but yeah, definitely a little help from the basket. And Chris Clemons, he is now back to even par. On to hole 6, par 3, 480 feet, low ceiling, out of bounds on the right, elevated basket. A lot to contend with here. This is going to be, the basket has actually moved a little bit more to the left and just a bit farther back than it has been in the past, but this is a full rip. Didn't quite get enough turn. It's pretty amazing to think, but Chris Clemons actually has the distance with his forehand to get this hole.
No, absolutely. I don't think there's a person that is playing in the 32 competitors that can't get here to this basket.
Yep.
It's just in order to get here, you really have to trust the height and angle to put it out over the road. Otherwise, there's just no chance.
So much trust. And if you do trust it and you miss it by just a bit.
Like that was almost absolutely perfect.
And I mean, we were thinking he was going to get the road skip, but it's so wide to get that skip. But if you do, it propels your disc so much faster and farther than that grass skip.
Sometimes your body doesn't even allow you to do it. Like here, I really wanted that disc flat and penetrating towards that road, and it didn't even have
your
a chance.
Instincts are like,
don't
stay away from the danger. I have trauma from this in the past.
If you can put it in a circle too, it's a fairly safe run because a lot of the time it is going to stay close, especially with the new mulch they put down. That stuff seems to grab pretty good.
Oh, great effort. Gannon's got a great putt.
He really does.
I'm Garrett Girthy. People know me as Double G. I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
Whether I'm at home or on the road, Double G craft jerky is the snack that I go for.
I've actually found myself eating Double G craft jerky on my long drives to the next tournament.
We all know Double G's got a big arm, but he's also got a big heart. Every bag of Double G jerky that you buy supports children's disc golf and goes to a great cause.
You can find Double G Craft Jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Or you can just go to a tournament that Garrett's at, because he just throws bags to people all over time. It's amazing. He's just doing a great job with that.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Hole 7, par 4, a classic here at Hornets Nest. Has been here since I've been playing this course back in 2006. One of the first par 4s I ever played, and I love this hole. Got to throw a drive that turns over a bit, stays somewhat in the middle, and then this basket has now been moved back to the right. Sidearm skip shot into the green for most of these players. That's a beautiful shot down the left side. It's going to open up the best angle for Chris with the backhand in. Kind of got a little bit unlucky with the skip. It looked like he hit a root and didn't get that forward movement.
You're really liking the flight shape of that right there. Catches a little something, then catches the tree. Awkward spot, but anything right in there, you have all kinds of different angles for your preferred shot shape into the green.
I was just saying, please don't stay behind that tree. Please don't stay behind the tree. And then it just like nestled right up behind it. But it's okay.
Gannon's got a really good sidearm.
Yeah,
follow through, and great kicks all the way down the fairway.
Yep.
That's in perfect position. My sidearm looks a little different than yours, but just as effective if you can land it like that.
Yeah, that had no danger whatsoever. Right out of your hand. I think he hit the same route that Chris hit.
Yeah, that route's doing work. It needs to get paid a little extra, man. Good job on that. But we're in the fairway, so everybody making a living today.
That's right. Yep.
Love the skip he gets there. Now you just have to really throw the exact same line, and
yep,
that's all you got to really do.
A little bit more of a gap here. Got to go left of that tree, but not really much in the way, honestly. Pretty decent spot to land.
Little early, but gets through. Nice skip.
Same gap, I believe, that I went for, and just didn't quite get that forward skip. Just kind of got a dead skip.
Just inside the circle. Can't quite get it out.
Opportunity to get back to even par. Yeah, just a little too far right, but still could.
And look at that leaning basket. I don't like to whine about a lot of things, but that thing's leaning and not in my favor.
Is it?
I think it is.
Is it? It's leaning a little.
Just
bit.
a little.
Yeah.
But I missed just a little bit.
I know. You only missed by just, being 6 inches
I got a
away
clap
from
for
where you're
tapping that in also. I really appreciate all the spectators that were out there
for
today,
sure.
man. They came out to support, and
ton of
even
people out
with
there.
little tap-ins, they were appreciative. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming out, and remember, if you're watching this, I love you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Hole 8, par 4, 530 foot. Dog leg left. You need to get about 220 to 240 off the tee. From there, go about 80 degrees left.
Yep, miss that one, go right inside it, and then you can scramble from there.
Yeah, that's just like 2 feet short of being around the corner and being like in the perfect spot.
Oh, I like this, though.
That's right in the middle. Good angle to the pin. Gannon pulls this one and gets a really tough kick. That is not good over there. Yeah, you knew it out of your hand.
Oh, yeah, you just got to miss that one and you're fine. Didn't, not fine.
Now this can be dangerous. This is, wow, look at what he had.
No way, dude.
He was saying no way. I don't think he realized how good that result is.
Well, I was standing behind him. There was a gap he needed to hit. He whiffed it. And then he was not happy with it.
Okay, well, were you happy with this? Because this is about as good as you guys can do from where you were back there.
No, that's what I was trying to do there, yeah. To just get it. That was the only gap I had. I wanted it to turn more, but, I mean, that's like getting $1 million and then asking for 5 more.
Yeah, and I wanted that to turn less, and I would pay $1 million to have that turn less.
Honestly, this is one, when I think about this course, this is one you have to get.
Yeah, it's the easiest hole.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the easiest hole in the course. We're not making it look that way, but you should always have something inside 40 feet for birdie, and we do not have that.
And a really good effort. Little flex line through the trees.
Whenever you see 500 feet or under 550 on a par 4, it's probably going to be a pretty easy hole.
Well, especially when the tee shot doesn't have that much in the way. Like you said, there's that one tree in the middle. But other than that, it really is, you need to play a 240-foot shot.
Yeah.
That's not hard to do for top-level pros. And a huge putt for Clemons, and he is now at 2 under.
Yeah, and he said, let's go right about there.
Yeah, he knew that was the right height, hoping that it would hyzer. It did. Caught upper left, dropped in.
Another good little 18-footer for Gannon. Keep the putter stroke hot.
Yeah, that's right. Just really one miss on the front 9. It was just the last hole. Or actually, he had a long look at hole 6, but nothing inside the circle yet that he's dropped. And he's got to keep that up. 7 birdies on that one. 9 pars onto hole 9, and another treacherous one here. Called this one the sucker punch. I don't know why. We just made up a name for it. Don't know if it'll stick, but that's what we call it. Par 3, 430 feet. Downhill, though, but a very tight gap early that can really eat your lunch if you don't hit this initial gap. Clemons is
laced. I mean, anything through the first gap, and you're extremely happy.
Yep.
Extremely happy.
You're putting. If you have a putt on this hole,
you're parring.
Yes.
If you hit one of the early trees, you're not going to par. And this gap is 5 feet wide and 60 feet in front of you.
It's an umbrella width.
This is just as good as I've seen again with the sidearm.
I've never done that. Not in practice, not during the year when I'm playing this course casually. That's a first time for me. On 1 and 9, actually, quite surprisingly. And this is the best tree direction of all time, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at it. Here it is. That hit the first tree up high.
Yeah, sometimes avocados are crunchy, Jerm.
Wow. Okay. Look at that. Absolutely lost control of his drive to perfect correction. Look at that. To the mulch.
Yeah, he missed that by, if his disc were to keep flying.
Hold 10's fairway.
It's not going anywhere.
It might not even get to hold 10's fairway because it's going to hit a tree. That set of drives, folks, you doesn't get any better than that, really. 4 putts on hole 9. Incredible stuff.
That was supposed to be nose down. If you rewind that, I hit a little leaf, got the nose up. In my defense.
Okay. All right. I'll allow you to defend yourself. You should have an attorney do that, but it's fine.
If you rewind that, you could see
It didn't hit a leaf. You just missed that one.
that there's one of those guys in there. There's one of those, you know?
If you rewind that, you realize I pulled my arm back because I thought I missed it into the Disc Golf Pro Tour basket on the base of the basket, but it actually just barely got over that for a really good birdie. And that's going to do it for the front nine here. Gannon gets back to even in the only way that I think he knows how to. Just parking hole 9 with a beautiful, beautiful tree direction right down there. And let's take a look at these scores. And Nathan Queen coming out hot, 5 down the front 9. That is leading the pack through 9. Myself at 3, actually. The only person at 3 and a couple others at 2 under. This format is based on points. After the top 4 will go on, but any ties are based on points. So right now, it's looking like a North Carolina potential moving on with Nathan Queen from North Carolina, myself. So we'll see what the back 9 has to offer, but it's a very difficult back 9. Anything can happen.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to note is look at our scorecard. There's a lot of red on there. And that's because this course is extremely hard, which means there is a chance on the back 9 for the whole card to get some birdies and post some sort of score. Let's see what happens. Let's get back to it.
9 more holes.